allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all have a copy of the minutes of the two preceding meetings. Is there any additions or corrections?
Mr. President, if there are no additions or corrections, I move to accept the minutes as presented. Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the minutes of the two preceding meetings as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go to the department head reports. Mr. Havlin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Jay.
I don't have a lot. We made two loads of pug mix for overlaying the roads, and we've been up in Bentonville. We overlaid 750 west from between 750 north and 800 because it was pretty bad shape. And we're fixing to move around and do tops and cans. We've done some cans for Jerry, and we're getting some more that are bad up there, trying to smooth the roads up. And then we'll let them set all winter, and then we'll chip seal over top of them next year before we get restarted.
Okay.
But we've been out, right now they're trimming trees today, and we're putting some cement down along the river, upper by 40 and 8, where it's getting close to the road. So we're placing cement in there, trying to stop that. That's pretty much what we've been doing. We're just trying to keep the trees trimmed, and keeping our equipment up.
I have a question. What's the project out there on 50 West near me where the house burned down and the river was eating into the bank? You've been periodically bringing stuff in there. Is that just work on it just as you can type of
Yeah,
deal?
it's whenever we get anything, we dump it in there where the slip was.
The Corps of Engineers, I had a conversation with them about 3 years ago, and since those two houses went into the river, the one of them burnt and then the river was taken in the backyard, and they agreed to let us dump over that bank, but we're arboring that bank around, so in case that river changes direction again, it won't take out 50 West, and that's what we're trying to do. So people who have concrete, brick, or any kind of that filled material, we're letting them dump down there, and then every once in a while we push it over the bank.
Yeah.
Well, I figured it was kind of spotty, so I figured you were just doing it as you could. So.
Yeah, whenever somebody comes and brings something in, if I don't have room for it down there, they can take it straight down there and dump it.
Okay.
And then we'll shove it over is what we do.
Okay. Thank you.
We're doing this one up here because it's probably, what, 6-8 foot from the road, if it's lucky? But there's trees lined in there, so we gotta be careful how we put it in there.
Is that the one on the 40 and 8 when you go
Yeah,
around the
right
corner?
west of the 40 and 8, yeah, right in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want it getting into the road up there because that road's narrow enough the way it is.
right.
Anybody else got any more questions?
No, sir.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
Next is Maintenance Bill Gray. He's off with the flu today. He did want to report that they're sitting on the clerk's office where we had the leak up there. They're going to start repairing that tomorrow. And as far as our steps out here in front, we still haven't got anybody definite to work on those, but we have to get that done for winter if we can. Next, IT Director Ben Houston.
Morning.
Good
Morning.
Ben.
I've got a few projects going right now. The new phone system we are looking to have in place and going live on September 30th, which is a Monday. So that project is moving rapidly. We went through almost every office last week and talked with staff, let them know what was going on, made sure we knew all the ins and outs of what's currently in place and what we need to replace. And so that's ongoing today. We also have most of the equipment for the surveillance system. I'm still waiting on a few of those pieces that got back ordered, but cameras should be going up within the next couple weeks. So, any questions?
I have
That's
a
great.
question. I had talked to the judge yesterday in passing. I guess her and Judge Ertl said they do want cameras in the courtroom, but it has to be closed to the judges only by state law.
Right.
I don't know if you had gotten with her and talked to her about that. I just wanted to put it on the record.
I'm still looking for the best option. The issue with using the cameras that we purchased for this system is the system will constantly look for that type of camera, and I'm afraid that it will try to pull it in and start recording. So I want to make sure we have the best option of camera available that's not going to be recording outside of their control. So there will most likely be an additional expense because if they want it recorded, because we obviously can't record it on the same recording unit. So, I am aware, still looking for the best option for that. Okay. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Council Representative, Shirley, you got anything for us?
Well, I think you know that we passed the budget last meeting and approved $300,000 for the county highway garage. And I'm glad that Mike Winter has been able to meet with you and Jay to try to help lay out maybe save some money and moving forward with the new garage. I think that's pretty much all that's been going on. Looking forward to some other things between now and the end of the year.
We appreciate the 300,000. We're very possible we're gonna have to come back and get some more, but that's, as we said, that's a lot less than what our estimate of what the garage is gonna be. But we're gonna start in and get our architects and get some plans made and see where we're at and try to
Right.
get this thing
At
going.
least have the specifications so we can have something concrete and know how to proceed. So
Right,
it's good to see progress.
right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Shirley.
Sure. To the county attorney.
County Attorney, you got anything for us?
No, I have nothing for the meeting today.
Okay, thank you. Mail, I have 2 or 3 items. One is for the animal shelter, the commissioners, they sent a note that the animal shelter received $1,000 from Betsy Ann Harvey in memory of her mother, Margaret Harvey, as a donation to the animal shelter. We certainly appreciate that. Have a couple of pieces of mail from the health department. The health department, they've got their shipment of flu vaccines in. The health department traditionally has billed the county at their cost of $13 for to give our employees a flu shot. They're asking that the commissioners offer this again, that we approve the $13 expenditure per employee, so you can consider that, and we would need a motion to approve that if that's what you want to do.
So that each employee would pay 13, or are we covering the cost?
We're covering the cost,
Okay.
and it costs the county $13.
I'll make the motion to, for the county to cover the $13 cost for flu shots to county employees.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve the charge for the flu shots for the employees. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Have another letter from the health department. They're proposing to raise their fees, which you all have a copy there, that food retail permit up to 3,000 square feet, make that $60. 3,000 to 8,000 square feet, 100. 8,001 square feet and over 150. Temporary permit, $30 and $10 for each day after that. Catering permit, $50. Mobile food unit permit, $75. Residential sewage disposal services, they want to change that from new construction, $250. Residential sewage replacement, $50. And residential sewage disposal permit, $50. They want that to take effect the 1st of January 2014. Bids we just got that, I suggest we take this under advisement and vote on it at our next meeting. If we have no, if that's agreeable with everybody on the commissioners.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Old business, what the heck about? New business, Jerry Gobin.
We'll talk about the ADA, which is building for disabled people. What we got to do, we signed up for, we had to sign up by September 1st. Diane Wright with the city building, myself, we've done that through the help of Barton. We got signed up for that. We have to have a transition plan in place. The reason for that is federal government is requiring that, or they'll cut you off from your federal funding. So it's something we're going to have to do. The city is already working on theirs. I'm going to get a estimate of what we need to do by the next meeting, and which includes all the small towns in the county. It includes all the buildings of the county, the sidewalks outside, the sidewalks in the small towns and everything. So we've got to have a plan to show what we're going to do. So
Do you anticipate that's going to be much of a project?
well, getting the plan won't be that bad. I mean, I don't know what we're going to have to do to upgrade everything yet. That's something I just don't know yet. But we've got to do it, or they cut off your federal funding, so they kind of got you by the throat there.
So basically, you're going to assess each building to see if they're ADA compliant, and if
Right.
they're not, you're going to devise a plan to,
Bring them up
and
to
show us what they do need.
Right, exactly. And that includes all the buildings, and includes the small towns, sidewalks, and whatever needs to be done in the small towns, because the county's responsible. So, because those are unincorporated towns, so the county's responsible for all the little unincorporated towns. Like
So are you
Bentonville,
developing that plan, Jerry?
Pardon?
Are you developing that plan?
No, we'll have to hire somebody to do that. Hire somebody to do that. Now, I'm going to have an estimate for you at the next meeting of what that's going to
And when
cost
do we
to
have
do
to
that.
have that done?
Well, there's not an exact date yet, but it needs to be done fairly soon. We had to be signed up by September 1st. But
Which
this-
we are.
Yes, which we are. We got that accomplished. But this other's coming up, so
Okay,
I don't have an exact date.
okay, okay.
So what kind of buildings in the county? I mean,
You got the courthouse, the jail,
right. But those,
animal shelter, the highway department. You've got all those
Everything
buildings.
highway, everything the county owns.
Everything the county owns. And if we rent something, it has to be ADA accessible too. It brought up the code. I don't think we rent anything anymore. We used to rent some buildings, but I don't think there's anything we rent anymore. So,
what you were talking about in the county,
yeah, out in the county, as such as Everton, say Columbia, Orange, Bentonville, things like that. Lionsville, if they've got sidewalks, you got to, in other words, when you get on the sidewalk, the ramps have to be there for wheelchairs and things.
okay.
You're talking about those type of items.
Which we don't have much of that, do we?
Well, that's something we have to assess
Gotta
and
go look
turn
at it, I
in.
guess.
Yeah, we have to have this transition plan, and this plan addresses all those things, is what it does. And it says in that plan what we have to do. Right now, what I'm going to bring back next meeting is just an estimate to work up that plan, is what we're going to
Just
have.
a proposal for somebody to do it,
Yes,
what that cost would be.
yeah, and what that cost would be, right.
Do you well, I guess what I was thinking is, are you anticipating, from what you know of the plan, that there would be new construction of sidewalks and things of that nature?
Well, there probably are going to be some handicap ramps and things like that. It's going to have to be in the small towns where they have sidewalks to make sure that they are accessible for handicap.
And
Yes.
do you get grant money for that? That's,
Not that I'm aware of at the moment, no.
okay.
No, not that I'm aware of. But it's something that has to be done, but, and the city's
Since
already
going
started
through it
out.
now, and I don't think they got a grant for theirs, those.
No, they have. Now, Diane and I are working together
Right.
to put all this together, so.
Okay.
But I'll bring an estimate back at the next meeting, what we think it's going to cost to do the plan, not
Right.
actual
Right, okay,
construction, just a plan.
Good.
So I'll have that at the next meeting.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jerry. Next item on the agenda was Ann Frost, recorder, about new equipment, but she's not going to be here because she doesn't have all the information she needs yet. So we'll consider that for the next meeting. Next item is Mike Streck, representing for the Highway Department.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mike?
I'm here to talk about the proposal the union's making to change the county highway department's insurance to the union's plan. And I've got a pass out that I'd like to give to each commissioner about it spells out the coverages and the cost. I can go through that entire thing if you want me to, or I can just hit the highlights. It makes no difference to me.
However you want to do it, Mike.
Well, on the first 2 pages, I just did what the union's coverage would cost for single. We only have a single and a family cost, and one of the advantages of going to the union's plan is we give a 3-year quote. And our second and third year is a 6% increase guaranteed. So in 12/1/14 it would go up 6%, and then 12/1/15 it would go up another 6% or less. The maximum increase could be 6%. And that's spelled out on the 3rd page of your pass out, along with a description of the coverage and the cost. The other advantage to having the union's plan is everything is included in the cost of the health insurance. It says there's 100%, that's the 100%, what we call the 100% plan is the health insurance with the prescription coverage. We have dental coverage, we have vision coverage, we have $35,000 life and accidental death and dismemberment, and $250 a weekly short-term disability for a maximum of 26 weeks. All that is included in the monthly premiums as stated at the bottom of that list. On the 4th, 5th, and 6th page is the health insurance coverage. Spells out what it pays, at what percentages, and what costs to the employees. As you can see, there's in-network and out-of-network. That's common nowadays. I don't know what their current insurance does, but most of them are in-network and out-of-network, and it pays different coverage for different. If you go out-of-network, most covered expenses are at 60%. If you stay in-network, most covered expenses are at 100%, with like for office visits, there's a $25 office visit copay. Our plan is self-insured through the union and administered by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama. We get Blue Cross Blue Shield's rates with the doctors in the hospitals. And then there's also a page, the next page after the coverages for the health insurance describes how the Express Scripts prescription drug benefit works and the dental benefits work. The next page spells out the vision benefits and how they're paid. And then the last page that I've given you says that we need to be in this coverage by December 1st to get these rates. And to be in this coverage by December 1st, I need a decision from the county by October 1st so that the plan can be administered and everything changed over smoothly for the coverage to begin on 12/1/13. The rate I gave you for 12/1/13 is good until 12/1/14, and then that rate would go up 6% maximum on 12/1/14, and then it couldn't go up more than 6% on 12/1/15. That would be put in the contract and spelled out so that the county would know what their maximum cost of the health insurance would be for 3 years. Working with Ms. Kidd on costs, I figured that she said that you all have been told to expect a 20% increase in the current plan that you have. If you got a 20% increase based on the coverages that you had this year, And based on what our insurance would do, I figured that it would be a $51,000 savings to the county by going to our insurance. And that's not including what individuals pay for dental and vision. I wasn't able to get that information from Ms. Kidd before I did the figuring as to how many people were on the coverage for the dental and the vision. I do know how many people are on the coverage, not individuals, but how many have what coverage, be it single or employee plus spouse and employee plus family. There's 11 total. Under our plan, we only have employee only and family, which would be 2 in employee only and 9 in family, and it still would be a $51,000 savings to the county at the projected 2014 rates. And again, ours is guaranteed. You won't have to wait around and not know what increases you're facing. If we do this, you're guaranteed 6% or less increase in the second and the third year of the plan. The only other thing I'd like to remind you is that our plan needs a 10/1/13 decision so that we can do a smooth transition on 12/1/13. Are there any questions?
What would be the scenario if we didn't make if we made our decision after October the 1st? You'd have to wait another year? Is that what you're saying?
No, I could put you in on January 1, but our people are telling me then to look for a 6% increase in the rates on January 1. To get the rates that I've quoted or that they've quoted to you, I need that October 1 date. Because that's why we're going in on 12/1. If we go in on 1/1, then we got to go in at the 14 rates. If we go in on 12/1/13, we still get the 13 rate,
Okay.
and that's good for a year.
How long have you guys been working on this?
2 months.
2 months.
I've met with the guys at the garage, and I would say to you, I don't know how much good it'll do, but we have 3 contracts with the city, and they've been in this insurance for several years. I'm new. I can't tell you exactly how many years, but I know it's been more than 6.
All the union people in the city are on this insurance? Is that what
All
you're
of our union people in the city, the Street and Parks Department, the transfer station, and the EMS, Fayette County EMS unit are in this insurance.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned to you when you called me up, this October 1st is a short deadline. For us to figure out whether it's a good deal, bad deal, or what, we really need to find out what our insurance costs are going to be, or what effect this would have to be taking your employees out of our insurance, what effect that would have on our rates. Might raise them up, might lower them, I don't know. So we have been trying to get a hold of to get the figures from our insurance company. I think the only thing we can do now, Mike, is take this under advisement today, try and get this figured out and have a special meeting before the 1st of October and try and get this done if that's what we want to do.
And that would be deeply appreciated.
Okay.
The only other thing I'd like to say to you is, at the savings we project that we're giving the county, we would propose that the county pick up 100% of the cost of the insurance for us.
Well, okay.
Are there any other questions?
I don't have any at this time. Like I said, we've got some studying and some information to get ourselves, I think, before we can make the decision.
I think on the front portion, any savings is a good savings. I mean, just straight down the line. But I guess this is going to be on the front burner and trying to get this done before October 1st so we can have a special meeting and get this. And I'm all for it as long as we can get the answers we need between now at least another week or 2. Just get it done.
Well, and feel free to contact me. I'll leave my contact information if you've got any questions. I personally have this insurance. I know how it works. I don't have any complaints. I think you would be giving your employees better coverage and better insurance. And with a cost that you know what it's going to be for 3 years. What the maximum is going to be for 3 years.
That is a plus. I don't know what
That's
the
been
insurance is gonna
what
cost
we've done.
next year, 'cause
I'm
that's
sorry.
what we're struggling, we've been struggling with all this year and still don't have, the figures of what next year's costs are gonna be for the insurance we have.
And that's something that we've done. We do the 3 years because typically you negotiate a 3-year contract, and employers have always liked knowing
They're
and
full
locking
cost.
in for the life of the contract what their insurance is going to cost them, especially for the last 20 years
Right.
with the
Yeah,
way insurance has
That's
been. Anything else?
Shirley?
Question, you said you've been working on this for a couple of months. Have you compared, is it the same coverage? I mean,
It's better coverage.
it is equal or
It's
better?
first dollar. I should have said that. The way I understand the current coverage is they pay the first 1,000 out of pocket. Ours pays on the first dollar. Like if you have an office visit and say it's $75, after you paid there's a $75 deductible. So I guess an office visit would be the deductible. But say then you have a second office visit that year, and that's all that you've got, you pay a $25 copay, and the insurance pays $50. It's first dollar coverage. Just like in the hospital. If you go in the hospital, I had a colonoscopy last year, and it paid all but $100. And that was the only, other than office visits, that's all I had last year. Now, it does say on there that there's a $5,000 maximum out of pocket. That's if you go with the out-of-network coverage. And the example given to me was if you were in an accident and was paralyzed and you needed a wheelchair, a fancy wheelchair that cost $30,000, then you would reach the $5,000 out of pocket because durable medical goods are only paid at 80%. But that's the only way. It's first dollar coverage, minus any deductible or copays. And the deductible spelled out in the paper I gave you at $75 per year. Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks,
sir.
Mike. That's all the items on the agenda. Do we have any patrons' concerns this morning? Anybody at all? You've got the bills and claims. We need a motion to approve the bills and claims.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, the bills and claims be approved. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Aye.
Nothing further on the agenda. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting of the Fayetteville County Commissioners. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.